Hello everyone, this is Yash Sharma again, and I'm going to share my experience about Filecoin and its ecosystem. So today we are going a very exciting journey. So we are going to create a DApp which basically listens to transition happen to the Filecoin network. Okay, so how are we going to do it? So we are going to use our CryptoCat tokens that we have deployed on a D2. So we are going to use that. And whenever someone makes any kind of transition, basically send that particular token to any other user, we are going to track that. So the tracking event in the blockchain is really, really crucial because it lets you create a lot of things, right? So there's so many features that you can basically do it. So just for the example, what you can think about is basically when someone gives you the money, right? How do you know? How the Google Pay or the Paytm knows that okay, you received the money? What's basically happening? So there's this particular trigger, there's this particular event that's actually tracking your balance and your bank account, right? And it's in contact for like all the time. And whenever someone pays you something, you got a notification because and that things happen in real time. So it's very simple and very similar thing we are going to build today. So I think that was a good idea to put this thing. So let's start with okay. So I have covered like actually I have created like a Notion doc of how we can have it. So first of all we need to understand how we can have like a contact to the blockchain, right? Because everything is happening on the blockchain. So all kind of transition things are happening with blockchain. But how can we like connect to the blockchain? What I can do to connect, right? So do we have a server, right? So it's not like centralized, right? Nodes are actually distributed on all the network, right? So okay, that's where an RPC comes. Okay, so RPC the is a node. It's just a node, right? What do you mean by node? It's just like basic computer which is connected to a blockchain network. It allows us to be connected to a network or blockchain. So we can have the access to the blockchain. So basically, it's just like a middleware between some some part and where we can actually we can send the request to this particular middleware, and that middleware is connected to blockchain, and it's going to give us the data of the blockchain that is happening in the real time. So that's what RPC is. So if we, these are just the, again, it's just like a theory part, but it's really, really important that we go through it. So again, remote procedural calls, that's what they are called, RPC. They are servers or computers that provide access to blockchain network. Isn't that easy? Yeah. So they allow applications like decentralized apps, wallets to communicate with blockchain by sending requests to perform tasks such as reading data from the blockchain or submitting transaction to it. Yeah, again, reading data, submitting transaction, anything that's happening on the blockchain, we can have the access, right? So that's what it allows us. So again, it's really, really running. So it's like a very easy way or very efficient way to actually get access to the data, right? So like so many nodes are connected to the blockchain, but some of the nodes are very reserved for an RPC. So there could be like many RPC for one particular network. So that's why we have so many RPCs for different networks. So if you just type the Ethereum RPCs, so you'll find like a lot of URLs. So this is let me just try it out. Ethereum RPCs. So if you go here, you will see that there are so many RPCs going around, right? So these are all RPC which you can connect. But uh, the most top ones are the most, I guess, most ones I use, and it's mostly reliable because you don't want to use something that doesn't get connected, right? You don't want to stop your debt. So yeah, I think you can use any of them. It will be available, but use the most prominent one, right? Okay, so that's what RPC is. So we want to actually use an RPC to connect to a blockchain network. Okay, so I think you should also go through this example. Okay, let's go through it. So let's say you have a cryptocurrency wallet, okay, and you want to check your balance. Okay, the app doesn't store all the blockchain data, right? So your browser, so basically right now my MetaMask, okay, so this is my MetaMask, and it doesn't hold the blockchain data. It doesn't have that, right? So all the things are basically on the network of blockchain. But my MetaMask is connected in one of the RPCs that I had just shared. That's why I'm getting this data. So that's what happening here as well. So you don't have it, right? It basically you want to ask for the balance, the node replies to the information, right? So that's what happens. So RPC, you can think of RPC like an API request to one of the servers, but it's not a server, it's not a centralized. it's actually distributed, and there's so many servers, which just reflects the RPCs. So I think that was pretty clear. But yeah, I think you can learn more about it. But yeah, so here we go. We're going to use this, and we will learn how to connect to the Filecoin RPC nodes. So again, there are so many networks: Filecoin, Ethereum, Polygon, so many of them, right? So what we are going to actually connect to a Filecoin RPC nodes. How are we going to do it? How are we going to really change it? What's really happening? What's really listening to an event, right? So how we're gonna like listen, like how we're gonna like actually add a trigger point, like so whenever someone does any kind of transition, how we're gonna have that. So we're gonna do it right now. So let's get started. And okay, we're gonna use our deployed ERC20 token that we have actually deployed. So okay, let's do some code. Okay, first of all, I'm going to open my window. Maybe this one. Okay, so I have to start the Filecoin, maybe D3. Okay, so here we go. Let's start our. Oh, maybe I have started it. Here we go. Just give me a moment. Okay. So we are going to follow a Notion doc because that's the very straightforward approach. So you can also follow along. Make sure you have Node.js installed. Okay, so you can actually install your Node.js by just typing here, and you'll find the first link. You will just install one of them, right? Do the normal installation process. Okay, make sure it's basically installed. Once it is installed, you can also check by I think Node-V. So it will actually give you the version of the Node.js you have installed. So yeah, we're going to use it. So we are going to create like a backend for our DApp to listen to your web. Okay. So make sure your Node.js installed. Connect. Okay. So yeah, correct. So we are going to initialize our directory. So let's just make it NVIDIA listen data. Okay. So here we have listen data. Uh, day 3. Okay. Good. So let me create again. Yeah, I was on the wrong folder. So listen data, that's our app does. CD listen data. Okay, sorry. Listen data. Great. Clear. And now let's just start our backend server. Okay, let's set up our backend server. So we're gonna like using npm. We're gonna init. Npm init. So it's going to ask a lot of questions to you. So you want to just press enter, and if you have certain preferences, you can do that as well. So we are going to like say package name. We're going to say version, description. So our description is basically going to listen the Filecoin transaction event. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And yeah, entry point index.js test command, enter get repository, enter keywords, enter author. You can put your own name. License. So yeah, I think our whole package.json has been made, and it's saying like, can we confirm? Yeah, let's pretty much confirm it. I'm listing down the things. So it created like a package.json file. Okay, so if you go back to the things we created, so this is a folder. It created like a package.json, and if I open it uh, in my VS Code, it's going to actually list the things that we've done. Okay, great. So now we have the npm in it. Okay, and we have CSS and everything. Now we are going to install the ether.js. So why we are going to use ether.js? It's the library to actually let us connect our backend server to one of the RPC or Filecoin network. So it has a lot of features. So all the things that a blockchain app can access, the ether.js provided. So many things. So if you go and search on the internet what is ether.js, you can also read the documentation about it and learn more about it. Okay, it's really good. You can try to install it. You can just tinker around things and create something. Yeah, and you can follow some tutorial on YouTube. Yeah, that would be the easy way. But okay, so let's install the ether.js. We're going to use the 5.40 and copy, paste. Let's install it here. Okay, going good. Yeah, pretty good. So we have installed it, and once it's installed, you could see that in our package.json, yeah. So the dependencies, it added the dependency of the ethers, right? Great. Now we've installed it. We're going to write some script. Okay, this is the main part of the whole app. Okay, so let's create the index.js file. So yeah, here we go. Index.js file. So this is of the entry point of our Node.js server, right? So created it. We'll use the content address of the CryptoKit token we deployed earlier on the Filecoin calibration address. So if you were with me on the day one or the day two, you would know that we have deployed some tokens on the Filecoin address. So we're going to get that. So let me just get that. Going to my MetaMask. Let me change my network to the Filecoin calibration, and we are going to check. We're going to actually work on one because this was the one that we've used for the tokens. Okay, and we have like two of them, right? So let's just use RMX. So this is also one deployed on the Filecoin network. So let's just copy it, copying, and I'm going to paste it here. So this is our contract address. I'm just going to like actually log in. This is our token contract address deployed on the Filecoin network. Okay, great. And this is which one? This is the IRS one. Okay, great. So now we have used it. We have actually get our token contract address which we wanted. So because we're going to put a tracker on it, okay, and even less. So yeah, in order to actually have those things available, we need to understand what is ABI is. So what I'm going to do is basically every time we actually deploy some contract, our contract is so whatever written is in Solidity language, it's been compiled to a bytecode, and that bytecode has the information of all the functions of that program that we've written. So in case, let me open the recent, maybe, yeah, I think okay, it's not here. Okay, what I mean is basically if I go to any kind of ABI, let me go to my data maybe it will be easier for us to understand. So yeah, yeah, that's what we did, right? Every hard kit. Let's go here. Let's check the things. So this is what we deployed, right? So if you go to the contract section and if you go to the meme coin, so this is the token that we have created, right? So it has all the files, like all our smart contract details are here. So once this is compiled, it's going to compile into a bytecode. And let me tell you what that bytecode looks like. Okay. So we're going to the, I guess we have to do contracts, and maybe in the deploy section. Hmm, okay, it's not here maybe. File, open folder, happy event. Yeah, so let me just go to this file because the thing is, all the compile code is not sent to GitHub. That's why we are not able to find it out. So let me open the VS Code here and go to the cache. So this is what I'm actually trying to figure out, the artifacts. So in the artifact itself, you're going to find the contracts, and this is the meme coin, and this is the one that we're deploying. So this is a JSON file that I was mentioning about. Okay. So okay, crypto.json. What this means? If you just try to open the crypto contract here, you could see there's this constructor and there's this particular thing. So now all of this thing is compiled to a crypto.json file. And blockchain is going to use this. And this is our own ABI, right? This whole thing, like 300 line of code almost, is our ABI. And this ABI is going to process all the data, all the things that was mentioned here. It's going to be like present here in a format that blockchain understand. Okay. So that's how we are going to use some functions, some state, some events, some inputs on the on our DApp token, on our project that we're using. Okay. So if I go to the index.js files, let me just go back to a Notion doc. So let's just go through a little. Let's just try to understand what is ABI is. Okay, it's application binary interface. It's a very critical component for interacting with smart contracts. And smart contracts are written in high-level language like Solidity. That's what I've used. After they are compiled, their bytecode is stored on the blockchain. And this is the bytecode that I was referring to. This is the bytecode. Okay, the ABI one. And I think this is also you can read it. So the whole file is like going in the blockchain. And the bytecode is just the exact translation of the ABI. Okay, so the ABI defines the methods, structures required to interact with binary contract. It translates between human readable method calls and blockchain operations, similar to how API translates requests between a client and a server. Okay, so yeah, what I'm this whole thing means is this API is the human readable form, but bytecode is the particular language that blockchain uses in order to understand what's needed to be done and how things are there, what functions are there available. So whole thing is here, right? So this is really important part. So since this is what we're going to use in order to tell our DApp, okay, so this is basically we're going to say that, hey, hey, this is my API code. Take this, okay, and understand this API code. And I want to use this particular contract, and this is all the method it requires. So yeah, help me with it. So our script is going to run that and going to understand that. And then it's going to ask ether.js library, which we're using. And it's going to say that, okay, this is our smart contract abilities. Let's use this. So that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I think I made it complicated, but yeah, in a very short way, it's a very good feature. It's a very good tool that allows us to connect to our contract. And then we can do things based on that. Okay. Okay, great. So let's we did understand the API part. Great. How to obtain the API? I just said this is our API. Okay, this is all the things that we need. But since our function is limited to only certain things, like we don't need a lot of these things. So this is there's so many inputs, there's so many constant file. We don't want to use it right now because our feature that we're going to build also is very limited. Okay, so we are just going to like get some little the things that we only need. Okay, for example, let me just copy this file. So this is the whole script that we have, and we are going to go through it line by line. Okay, so I'm going to first of all copy the token address inside here. Okay, we have imported the ether.js, and this is what we need because we are going to get the transfer event, right? Anyone does any kind of transfer, we want that, right? We want to log in our app, in our DApp, right? So we just want this one. So I'm just gonna just to make sure that this is it like really the ABI I want. So just to tell you how things are here, if I search it in this file, you're going to see a transfer event, right? So this is a transfer event that I'm talking about. Yeah, and this is the same thing that we're going to use there. Okay, transfer event, transfer from, right? So yeah, That's why I've added only this one. So this is the event transfer. This is basically it's already in a smart contract. In an ERC20 smart contract, we have this events. So anytime anything is happening, we actually emit the event as well. So this event is going to allow us to actually listen. Anytime a transfer event is emitting, we're going to listen for it and we're just going to log whatever is happening in the network. So that's why we have this ABI. Great. So now we have the ABI. We understand how ABI is doing, right? We understand what we want. We want only a transfer events because that's what we're deployed of RMX token. Okay. So whenever RMX token is transferred on blockchain, this thread will capture the event and print the details. Easy peasy, right? So let's replace the token address value with the contract address that you have deployed. So I have copied my from my MetaMask and I have pasted here, right? And now I am going to just like see how it goes, right? So if we go to the our app, which is this particular app, let's go to the different part, right? This is our RPC. So initially I told you what is RPC. It's just basically a node which allows us to access to blockchain data, right? So that's what a Filecoin URL is, one of the RPCs, right? And it's again connected to a glyph. So glyph actually is one of the node that provide us this particular URL. So we're going to do this. Then 69, we are actually creating a provider. So what provider is? It's allowing us, it's trying to connect to this URL. And then we, in this particular provider instance, we have an access to blockchain. So we're going to pass this to our ethers.contract. So ethers, we are going to use our ethers library. And we are saying that, okay, this is my token address. This is my API. This is the, uh, this is my Filecoin URL, which is the RPC. This is, I want to connect. This is the node I wanted to connect to, right? And now we have this token. Okay. In the 20 to 29 line, we're actually creating an event. So this dot on property is an event. Okay, it's basically a, so just like we have this. So if you remember, if you're in a normal JavaScript execution, like we have this click property, right? Click property or on click property, right? And on hover property. All of these are the events. Similarly, we are actually creating an event here, which we are going to like create this event, not creating an event, we are just going to listen to this event. We are saying that I'm going to listen to the transfer event anytime something is happening in the blockchain network, which is transfer, just go and log this out. So we are adding our values. So a transfer event has this from uh, to address, from address, like who did what, right? Who transferred what to whom account, what amount has been actually sent to whom account, right? So all of these are the details that normal transfer has, right? So we are just getting all this. We are getting all this in our callback function. So once this happens, it's going to run this particular block of code, and it's going to log us and stringifies the value because again, it's going to be a lot of things. So it could be wrapped into some constructor, some predefined blockchain interfaces. That's why we are actually stringifying it and then logging it. Okay, I think that was so much. Let's just try it out. Let's just chill. Okay, let's just try it out. Okay, so we're just gonna say, let's go to our app. So since everything we have done, we are all set. Let's run the script. Node index.js. So we're going to run it. So in the package.json, we have added like, so whenever we want to run it, it's just going to run our index.js files, right? And it's going to run it. So let's just try it out. Node index.js. Okay. So it's saying cannot use import statement outside. To load an ES module, set type to module in the package.json or use .ng's extension. Okay, sounds good. Straightforward approach. Great. So it just says that we have to use the type property to a module. So we're just going to copy this and paste it after the main dot anywhere, right? Anywhere in the package.json. So it's just going to like, it just have some pre running configs. So let's not worry about it. Clear it and start again. node index.js. So let's wait for it. Yeah, nothing's happening, right? So since our code is started, awesome. So now everything is started, no error is going on, right? Otherwise it would have thrown any kind of error, but nothing is happening right now. So let's just do some transaction. Okay, I'm going to stack this one to the left side, and I'm going to my yeah, this one. I'm going to open my MetaMask. Let's just open the MetaMask. Okay, great. Let's click on the RMX. So this is the token we want to send, right? And this is the token we have added. I'm going to stack this on the right side. Okay, it's not happening. Let me just go to the full view of MetaMask, expanding the view so that you can see it as well. Wait, uh, sending. Let's send. Okay, so okay, let's. This is the RMS token I want to send. Okay, great. Click send. Okay, it's asking where you want to send it. So okay, for now purpose, I'm actually sending to accounts of one of my friends' accounts, so we can just see it. Let me go to the addresses. So this is my friend's account. Let me just click it. Take this. I'm gonna load it. So now it's been loaded. How much amount of tokens I want to send? Let's just say 108. Okay, 108 tokens of RMX I want to send uh, to this user. This is the user. This is the amount he will receive, amount of tokens, which is I have created because I want it. Continue. We're literally doing the on-chain transaction. Yeah, and confirming it. Wait. So now it's sending. So hear me out. Please try to have your eyes on the left side on our terminal. Once this is done, it's going to log the transaction. So let's wait for a minute. Okay, I hope it happens. Sending. A lot of time is taking, right? Takes a lot of time. We can speed up, but it will use a lot of keys. We don't want to spend any kind of tokens, even the big ones. Yeah, yeah, let's wait. Yeah, okay. It's going to take at least 1 or 2 minutes, I guess. I hope this is making all sense, but it's so much to pack in little short video. Uh, yeah, yeah, it for sure taking a longer. Oh, good. Can you see this? Let me like do. Okay. So no index of JS. It gives us the who sent it, where it's been sent, and what value, the event data, the transaction hash, the log index, right? All kind of things. And here it's also said confirmed, which is great. Let me just go to the Filecoin Explorer. So Firefox we have, right? So let me Firefox. Firefox.info/English. Let me go and get my transaction hash. Okay, so we're going to get the transaction. So where it goes? Yeah. Mm, yeah, this is the transaction hash. I'm going to copy it, paste it. Okay, sure. Yeah, it will actually load up in a while. It will take some time. So let's just try to see if this address, yeah. So yeah, I think that was pretty much it. It's going to take a time to actually load the data because it takes time to create a block and see like it will be available in some time. But yeah, so this was it, and this was the whole session about like how we can actually listen to any events, any kind of transition that is happening on the Qualcomm network, and it was pretty easy as well. So once you know the like fundamentals, it's just going to be very easy. So the, really, so this is like a very good part about it. Like EtherJS, very important to learn Web3 blockchain. So anyone who wants to understand how things actually work should actually try to like go more deep into it, dive into Ether's library and how we can use it. So yeah, I think that was pretty much it. We learned a lot of good things today, and yeah, congrats. So yeah, that was really interesting, right? So we can actually track all the things. So someone's like just for example, let think about if this is Paytm, right? If someone sends you money, if someone sends you the money on the crypto, how would you know that this user sent me this? You will just do the same thing. You will just add this particular thing to your Paytm DApp, which is your decentralized application, not a centralized one. Yeah, so no one can stop it. And anytime you're getting any kind of tokens, any kind of money in your account, you will be notified by like this. So that's the really, I would say the major feature of Paytm, right? And that's what we did today in just like 15 or 12 minutes, I don't know. So that was pretty much it. Thank you for watching this. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, signing off.